Last episode, the adventurers continued north and came across a small bridge over a stream. They heard an inhuman voice demand they kill the humans in their group and toss them into the stream. After debating for a bit about throwing Sorin into the water, the group walked across the bridge and were subsequently attacked by twiggy, shrubby plant creatures that fired small needles at them. The adventurers battled the monsters, slaying many. During the fight, Stripe displayed the ability to fire strange, lightning-enchanted crossbow bolts. Vines and creepers sprang to life, and two new plant-like creatures joined the fight against the party. Prince fell in battle to a giant barrage of needle projectiles, but Bliken acted quickly, casting Cure Wounds on his ally, bringing him back into the fight. The battle endured on, and the adventurers were eventually able to defeat their plant-based foes. The party continued north, and Bliken was finally reunited with Stripe's true personality on the following day. The party discussed Stripe's behavior since they joined together. The group attempted to give Stripe an understanding of his multiple personality disorder and the concerning issues that come up when he embodies certain ones, but he was disagreeable and stubborn during their explanations. The party traveled another week and came to the fork in the path. According to Merciless's map, the northwest path led to Whittle Falls, while the northeast path led to Queensgrace. The adventurers strove northeast. They journeyed towards Queensgrace and came across magic vines blocking their path. As they attempted to circumvent this obstacle, they heard the voice of a fairy named a Rose, who challenged them with riddles. Stripe solved the first riddle almost instantly after it was posed. Rolan was able to answer the second riddle. The third riddle left each of the adventurers quite stumped. Veszelyes and Sorin convinced a Rose to let the group pass after Ves revealed her father, Dakarth, was waiting for them at Queensgrace. A Rose stated that Dakarth was a member of the Slay Royal Council and granted the party passage.
Welcome back to another episode of Power Word Nerd.
Are there any flags or anything waving?
As you get closer, you see that this castle possesses enormous towers, and you see these pink trees in a staggered pattern, actually like above the castle, coming from different areas of the castle itself. And as you approach the front gate, you see a wooden sign planted in the ground. In beautiful calligraphy, you could see the word Queensgrace written in common. Underneath that word, you see several more words in other languages. Does anyone speak Elvish?
Yep.
You can read the Elvish translation of Queensgrace. Does anyone speak Orcish?
I do.
It says Queensgrace, Gnomish, Goblin.
All of it.
You read
Comprehend
Queensgrace.
languages.
Is that
I'm going to do a Don.
Undercommon?
Comprehend languages.
Queensgrace.
Just says Queensgrace, fuck off.
What about crawl?
That's not on there.
Damn it.
Yeah, I can read all of it.
What about dwarvish?
That's on there also.
Whoa.
You can see there are what appear to be several guards near the gate, and you do see this beautiful sigil, these very large banners all throughout the front gate of that castle, with that burning castle that you saw.
Alright, should we head into the castle?
Perhaps we should, and maybe some of us should be on our best behaviors. Okay, you. Goblin.
What did we do?
We haven't done anything yet, but we might.
Well, if we do, we do. Everyone's got to do something.
Best behaviors.
He's got a point.
Okay.
Everybody's got to do something.
Everyone be on their best behaviors.
Okay.
Goes for you too.
Stripe.
I do what my god says.
You know, Prince, I've been meaning to talk to you about it.
Me too. You should keep listening
You
to
want
him.
you want to join my religion?
Always
No.
believe in God.
It is strange for you to be so pious.
She talks to me.
How do you know it's a god?
Who else would talk to you in your head?
Yourself?
The man makes a point.
Then I'm also God anyway, so.
Then why you listen to that voice if you are god?
Because if it's me, then I should listen to it because it's me.
Yeah, but doesn't
And
your
if it's a
other
God, I should listen to it because it's a God.
But what does your other voice tell you? Your voice?
To listen to the other voice.
That sounds terrible.
It's the back page of all my notes. So these are the messages that I send.
Oh my god. You're busy.
Yes.
Yes.
Is this an area of your expertise?
What?
We're going to save freaking Queen.
Diplomacy.
Yes, I'm
Maybe
well
you should
versed
take
in.
center stage.
My brother and I will handle the talking parts. You guys just keep mouth shut
Best
and let us do the
behaviors.
talking.
Best behaviors.
I like this one of you.
What do you mean, this one of me?
You know, it's between you and the other goblin.
Oh, Bliken. Yeah, Bliken sucks.
And money.
Well, I think they were going to give us tasks to do.
Well, yeah, we had to
Might
talk to them
possibly-
until Ves mentioned
We might possibly get.
the Raka or whatever she said.
Dakarth.
That the cost.
I will warn you, Vekni, you may not like him.
I don't like many people.
Just be warned. Steel yourself when you're in the throne room with him.
Why
Right.
wouldn't she like him?
He's drow.
A solemn look goes over Vekni's face.
Oh, that's right. She's racist.
Well, I mean, they committed genocide against my people.
So you hate them all
Yeah.
because of their color?
Yep.
So you're racist.
If that's what well, I guess that is the meaning of racist. Yes, I am racist against the drow. But they killed my people.
Yeah, no, that sounds
It's meaningful racism.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it all of the drow or just a group of one?
I do not care.
I also have committed atrocities throughout the years. It is not always fair to judge one person off of another person's action.
What atrocities have I committed?
What atrocity? We don't know if Dakarth was even anything to do with it.
The bartender had a family.
How do you know?
How do you know he didn't?
How do you know
I didn't know I did. And if I didn't do what I did, we probably would have died.
It's true, and maybe one day that bartender's family might come for you.
I do not feel that.
Veszelyes will dismount from her horse, and she'll hand the reins to Prince. Be like, "Can you please hold Curver for me?"
Why?
Soren's going to take a note out of his book and use mold earth to get all the dust and dirt and debris off of all of us. Sure.
And she'll walk over to Harlem,
Rolan shit.
and she'll be like, "Can you please hold Curver while we get us through the gate?"
Sure. You guys know also, it is late in the day now. It's still light out, but it's like It's like early evening.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye out for things to steal.
Sure. You're outside.
Are you really obvious about it?
No, but when we pass the guards, Prince is going to try very hard to not look suspicious. To the point of looking very suspicious.
Is there like a large town in front of the castle?
You have the walls in front of you, and then it's quite a bit before you see like that high-rising castle. So you could surmise that there is something past the walls. Before
It's
the
dragons!
Okay, so we're outside the walls, but we can see the keep further in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I suppose, like I said, the gate was open, so I suppose you could see through the gate, and you could see there's some kind of courtyard there.
I guess we'll walk in.
Okay, as you approach the guards, two of them step in front of the gate, blocking your way. They both appear to be high elves. They're wearing the colors of that sigil, the pink and the light blue. Two that stood in your way both say at the same time, "Are you here?" And they say it in Elvish. "Are you here to bask in the glory of Queen Inez and her small council?"
Of course, in Elvish. And then she slightly bows.
They look to each other and
What?
no roll, they just move aside. Prince, as
What?
you walk by and you're trying really hard to not look suspicious, why don't you roll a performance?
With disadvantage.
No. DC is 10.
10 exactly.
Wow.
All right. They don't notice you being all suspicious like.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Being suspicious
Well,
and
no,
suspicious.
you probably have no charisma.
I have very high charisma.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, you have no intelligence.
There's a
I have
dullard
no
away.
intelligence.
So you enter town square. There are several buildings, like several like modest buildings, smattered around before you get to the castle, the actual keep itself. You're surprised to see that there's all manner of humanoids milling about the town square. You see dwarves, high elves, fairies flittering about, drow, halflings, half-orcs even, humans, and gnomes. They're interacting with each other, living side by side in apparent harmony. And you see a wooden, it's like this larger wooden sign jutting up from the middle of where the square is. It appears to be some kind of like a map of the town or something. So Sorin, you see that on the map of the town, this wooden sign.
Like you are here.
Yeah, so it basically has like a "you are here" type thing. Directions to like the various buildings about. You see that there's a library, there's a blacksmith, there's a bazaar, there's the keep itself, which is pretty easy to find. There's dungeons, there's a tavern and inn, which is one building, and there's a school of magic.
And what time of day is it? Like late evening?
It's not quite dusk. It's not quite getting dark, but like the sun is getting low.
In Veldekian, Ves will say, I do not wish to keep Dakarth waiting much longer.
Vekni will say, it is getting late. I'm sure that the queen is not holding council this late.
I said that in Veldekian. I'm not responding to it.
Perhaps we should get a room at the inn.
Perhaps you and I should.
So in common, she'll be like, yes, let's get a room for the night, and we'll meet with the Royal Council in the morning.
What did you say to each other?
None yet.
None yet.
I just heard you say Dick Hart several times. With Dick Hart.
Dakarth is someone we know from Ferelden.
Oh, it's the person. It's not Dick Hart.
No, it's not Dickford, it's Dickford.
Dickford?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where is the inn on the map, Sorin?
Well, we are here. Stupid is.
Welcome to Queensgrace Mall.
Then we need to go here, but sharpshooters are here, so we have to go here.
You guys heading over there, I suppose. So as you near this modest building, there is a small sign outside of the building: Justice, Integrity, Honor.
On the side of the tavern?
Mm-hmm.
This tavern sounds lame.
Sounds like a police station.
What's it called?
Justice, integrity, honor.
It doesn't.
Definitely a jail. Like,
Definitely a police station.
yeah.
So there's loud music and whatnot. You can hear it emanating from outside.
Vekni hears the music, she gets excited and goes, come on boys, looking at Rolan and Prince, let's go inside. And she just heads right inside.
Alright, Roland will
I'll follow.
tie up the horse on a nearby post and go inside.
I'll go in, like, right before these two, and I'll just turn around and say, you go do whatever secrets you need to. And I'll close the door on them.
Oh, he's.
You're constantly talking in a different language in front of everybody. It's super annoying in real life. It's super annoying. It would annoy him.
That's fair.
I don't know what you said, but yeah, it would annoy him.
I agree.
You're
That
being
makes
very
sense.
obvious about it.
Do you want to learn another language?
I don't think that's in this character's interests.
Real thick.
No, I mean,
Don't
real life.
goblins,
In real life?
Just talk across the table.
don't goblins speak Orcish?
Well, they speak Goblin, which is technically different than
I thought
Orcish.
I didn't know it was a separate language.
So, Sorin and Ves are like walking to like, we're like in the back, and then all of a sudden you just go like shut the door on the two of us. And
When he closes the door, Ves will whisper and say this to
Kill strike.
Prince is gonna reply. Be like, what's your name, by the way?
I can't hear you. Oh wait, you can reply to
Yeah, I can
message.
reply.
But you have to say it out loud, right?
Yeah, you just hear Prince say it out loud. Even if I didn't have to, you know,
Vekni turns around confusing us.
you know Prince would just say it out loud anyway.
We
even if
already
he
told
didn't
you,
have to.
dingus.
I'm Vekni. We have been traveling together
Oh, no,
for
I'm talking to
months.
God.
When you guys walk in, you see about a dozen of Queensgrace citizens basically like raising the roof. They're in there, they're singing, they're dancing, they're having a great time. You see a mix of a regular melting pot. You see a mix of different races and personalities getting yucky with the drink, pounding them down.
Getting yucky with the drink.
Getting yucky. You can see some of them are kind of forming a circle around this scene. You see a Goliath essentially beating the shit out of a half-orc in like a boxing type match where it looks like they're mutual combat, but the Goliath's really fucking the work up. You see in the far side of the room, near the bar, you see this flamboyant, drunk dwarf just doing like fucking lines of shots. He's got this blue armor on. You don't see a bartender behind the bar present. You also see in the one corner of the room, familiar face, you see Honesty there. He's the one playing the music.
Oh.
Strumming his little guitar. And you also see a young human, black complexion, dark complexion. He appears to be like some kind of almost like a armored knight, and he has this green surcoat over his armor.
You guys are like
the
perfect
human
place.
drow?
You guys are in the perfect place.
This is like the best place.
I could not imagine a better group to be in this place right now.
Vekni's so happy right now.
Just dance.
Just dance.
You said
So there's no bartenders?
You don't see a bartender behind the bar.
Alright.
How do you look at that shit?
Prince is gonna look behind the bar.
What's that?
Prince is gonna like look behind the bar to see if anyone's there.
So you walk over to where the bar is, and you go look. You don't see anyone behind the bar.
Vekni's gonna walk up next to Prince. She's gonna hoist herself up, sit on the bar, just reach back and grab a bottle of spirits. Okay.
Dan doesn't know what spirits are.
You saw how confused he looked?
He was visualizing what you were saying.
There's fairies in town. He didn't know what spirit.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
So she just grabs, she looks around and sees
fondling
everybody,
some spirits.
and she'll use shape water to pop the top off.
Nobody's really paying you mind.
Are there? Is there any money behind the bar?
Oh wow, we can jump right into it.
Why don't you do an investigation?
Good. I'm good at intelligence things.
So do I notice him looking like?
Natural 20.
Yeah, you're sitting at the bar.
So I notice him canvassing the place and be like, if you're gonna do it, make it quick.
You find what appears to be some kind of like a lockbox. It's like tucked away, like underneath, but it's like tucked far back. It looks like it's some kind of a lockbox.
Does it look like anybody's paying attention to the two of us?
No.
Alright, so I'm just gonna keep a lookout. Well, I notice him scouring the back of the bar.
You see that Goliath and that orc. The Goliath lands this like haymaker blow, and the fucking orc just is clean knocked out, taken off his feet, laid out.
Fucking don't waste it, man. I'll tell you what. Can't take a hit.
I'd like to try to hide.
Roll stealth.
Looked open.
Where are you trying to hide, specifically?
Like blending into the crowd, staying out of sight.
Inconspicuous.
Yeah, just staying inconspicuous. I have disadvantage because of my armor. 18.
You believe that you're not being noticed.
Is there anyone that's like passed out?
The orc. The half orc.
Is the only one in the bar that's passed out?
Yeah.
Does he have pants on?
He does have pants on. He's out cold.
Is there anyone that seems to be like off by themselves? Like not having a good time?
Sure.
Like a wallflower or something?
Yeah, sure. One of them. He's a halfling.
Okay, I'll go buy the half one. Okay. Hopefully inconspicuous.
Sure. Making over to where he is.
I'm gonna open the lockbox and try to take the money.
Alright, I'm gonna have you roll a stealth and then a sleight of hand if you succeed on your stealth. But let me roll with disadvantage. DC's 15.
Alright,
I can't find the stat block.
I rolled a 13, so I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
And then I rolled an 11, so.
What are you doing, sleight of hand?
Stealth.
So you failed.
Yeah, I failed my stealth.
Oh.
That Goliath, after knocking out the orc, he turns and he notices you, and you hear this deep voice. You hear.
Damn, the guy that's surrounded by people noticed you.
He turns, he walks over, he goes, "Oh, what can I get you guys?" Doing it. He goes, "What are you doing back there?"
I was just trying to get a drink because there was no one here to serve me.
Oh, I got you. Here, come back around the bar. I got you.
Cool, thank you.
And he walks back there, and he grabs this menu, and he kind of, it's like kind of stained and like beat up, like it's a well-worn menu, and he throws it to you.
That's a brand new piece of paper.
Crumple it. XP. Let's get an XP.
Son of a bitch.
Do away with it.
Boom's menu.
I'll have that.
Which one? Blue Bowl Ale?
Yeah, Prince does not read.
Yeah, sure, no problem. And he,
I know he can't read, right?
Yeah.
probably.
Vekni goes, what is it?
Blue Bolt Ale.
Yes, you should get that. And it's on me. And I'll flip a coin to the big guy.
Appreciate it.
Toss a coin to the big guy.
Roland will go over to Honesty.
Okay. Sure.
Say, how'd you end up getting here? Feel like you're following us at this point.
He goes, I've left before you guys. I got here, no problem.
He did get there before us. It's almost like we're following him.
Maybe. How'd you get through the vines?
He's like the
What vines?
dwarfs in God of War. How they just always appeared.
When we had to get here, we had to go through these vines, and this
His brother.
woman was
Name I
making
can't
us do
remember.
riddles to pass through.
Oh, I didn't have to deal with any of that.
So you got any new songs?
He goes, yeah, I got one if you want to hear it.
Yes.
Really? Oh, okay.
Did you hear how he said that? He has multiple songs we haven't heard.
Oh, I have like the same rhythm.
Yeah.
Very recognizable tone.
We had one before that was to, what was that? The song where Honesty laughs in the beginning.
Crazy
Train.
Crazy Train, yeah. We did one about the pirates of Crazy Train.
It's an instrumental.
So everyone's distracted while this is happening.
Do I get I'm gonna try to get behind the halfling without him noticing me.
Okay. You show. You're able to honor your roll.
Dwarf with the dirty fingers will betray the kingdom. His actions still linger.
Who?
The butler steps in for kingly duties.
I know what this
and
is,
keeps
Brian.
the bed warm.
I have no idea.
The drow will attack at midnight.
Brian, I know what that
Attack
is.
at midnight.
I know what that is, Brian.
So anyway, I'm gonna take out both my daggers and stab him in his
Council
carotid
plans battle,
halfling.
Roll.
Honestly?
but it's
No,
all a
the
sham.
halfling. Roll a sleight of hand.
Friends
Another
and
one?
objectives are false.
Yeah. Now you're trying to kill him.
The kingdom is dead.
That's not very
Yeah. With
Good luck
so
with fucking
many
Captain
lives
Psychopath
lost to
over here.
drown.
I don't have to act
It's
like
the
it.
eye that you saw, eye that you saw.
Sure.
Five.
Her with your prize.
You fail to kill him. He turns. As you're
drow will
trying, as you're
attack at
coming at him with 2
midnight.
daggers, right?
Yeah.
So as you're coming at him with the daggers, he turns and he takes a step back, and he's like, "Whoa, whoa, what are you doing?" Honesty, he stops playing his music, and everyone in the bar stops and looks at you.
I just laugh
You should be more careful. See how easy it would have been to kill you.
and I put my daggers away.
That really drunk dwarf that I mentioned before, he's seize that little goblin, and the patrons all
Did you say no?
Yeah.
the patrons all look and they try to rush towards you. What do you
I use
do?
my bonus action to disengage and I run out of the bar.
Best of luck, buddy. The whole kingdom coming.
All right, we're gonna have to roll priority
Okay.
because they're not gonna just let you go.
Okay.
You just try to murder
Oh
someone.
no, he's just kidding. I'm just
No.
kidding. Unless it worked.
Hey, I tried it. It didn't work. I made an excuse. That didn't work. Now I'm gonna run.
It's fucking retarded.
So Joe, can you move that black
I don't have any
human
more
knight over to where
Hey, you have
Trey is?
Elliot.
Yeah, that's right.
He has
The
you
black
1
human
point right now.
He'll detain you for Queen Inez, and he tries to grapple. Stripe.
Huh?
Strength or dexterity?
We're doing strength. Yes. Isn't it just strength? Athletics.
To defend, it's.
Oh, it's either. So it's gonna be athletics.
Yeah.
So he has a 20.
defending
So he has a 24.
10.
So you're grappled.
No, I'm not.
Eat shit, bro.
Yeah, eat shit.
My potion, mobility. You gain immunity to the grappled and restrained condition.
Oh.
Side effect, you have disadvantage on strength ability checks.
So he tries to grapple you, and I guess you're just like worm your way out of it.
You're immune to grapple? Fucking
What that potion does.
Rolan.
Throw with the lamb. Also, I want to point out to Dan, the DM, the other people in this bar don't know that that's what that potion I took does.
The 60 yards.
I'm so glad I set up terrain for this. I did not think I would need it.
Oh, you're welcome.
So.
Have you met us?
You put the most cheerful place in the world so far, and they turned it into a
Ruined
fight.
it immediately.
They didn't even talk to people
Alright,
yet.
Rolan will... I'm sorry, our goblin is a little mentally unstable here. We can take him away for the... we can take him away from the bar and he won't harm anyone.
The drunk dwarf, as his reaction, will say, he needs to be brought to the dungeons for questioning.
Who's he pointing to?
He's answering you.
He's drunk. Well, what kind? All right. Well, I guess that's my action. Right.
Well, you can talk with a free action.
What kind of questions do you need to ask him?
Well, you can't keep talking.
Okay.
But I'm saying you still have an action, but you can't keep talking. You have 6 seconds to talk.
I'll just pass my turn. What? I'll cast friends. I'll pass my turn for
My actions really depend on what you guys are going to do.
Prince's turn.
Dude, seems mad.
Has the Goliath moved away from the
if
money?
they don't fight.
He's still. It's not his turn yet, priority, so he hasn't moved yet.
Okay.
He's still where he is, but he is paying a lot of attention to what's happening.
Probably would have been worse.
Am I able to reach over the bar and get to the money without going behind the bar?
No, it's tucked. It's like underneath and tucked like back in a crevice.
No, it's really a shame.
With the ready action, so I'm assuming I'm not within arm's reach of the money at this point.
No, you have to actually be behind the bar and you have to like crouch down and like reach.
Gotcha. I'm just gonna yell and be
It takes a
like,
lot of time too.
guys, can you believe that halfling attacked our goblin friend?
Why don't you roll a deception with disadvantage?
Yes.
Got a +8, don't you?
+7.
Oh.
Well, I started with a 3 and
That's
then I
a
hit the
10.
wrong button, so you can ignore that second
And a
one.
1.
So yeah, it was a 10 total.
10 total. You see that most of the patrons look confused. Most of the patrons.
Perfect.
The dwarf with the blue armor, he takes a swig of whatever is in his little canister that he has there. He takes a swig,
Let him draw a weapon.
puts it down on the
Let him draw a
table.
weapon.
He walks around to the other side of Stripe.
Which
and
guy is this guy?
Yeah. And he tries to grapple you with advantage because of flaking. Is there a way that I can pass and actually grapple you?
If you wait till after I take a short or long rest and the potion wears off.
So
Are you like
again,
super slippery right now? Is he
He
sweating profusely?
just poured oil all over himself.
He's the greased up death guy.
are you greasing or like what? How do mechanics work?
Doesn't specify. I'm gonna say that it makes me sweat profusely so that I'm able to escape whatever happens. So
Alright.
my pores kind of open up and I've
Absolutely
got this like
disgusting.
yeah.
Sopping
I
wet.
look like I look like the first X-Man, right? When the senator starts melting that shit, yeah, he starts melting. That's what I look like. My skin.
So the dwarf, she goes and tries to like give you a beer hug, and as soon as he makes contact with your body,
It's like holding
he's
soap.
like ugh, and he slides right off. And he's like covered in your slime.
Delicious.
And he's like ugh, what?
Delicious.
What? And that's his turn, I guess. They're trying to seize you, Vekni.
Vekni she'll roll her eyes, she'll take a swig and she'll hop down. And she goes, I saw it too, that halfling attacks the goblin.
Why don't you roll a deception? With disadvantage again. With disadvantage.
12.
So 12.
Fucking wasting a crit 20 on a disadvantage.
All right. So you see the Goliath who had just begun to like start to move towards what's happening, and he just like stops in his tracks, and he just looks down like puzzled, like he doesn't know what to do.
Damn it.
And Vekni will just make her way a little closer. I can't stand on the table, so we're right there.
Okay, that's of your turn.
Yeah.
Stripe.
So you said before we were allowed to move through friendlies, right?
Yes.
Just not enemies.
Yes, that's correct. Well, you can move
I
around
can move
Roland.
through Rolan, that's it.
Can't you disengage?
Yeah, but I can't move through them, even with that. That just doesn't give them a reaction.
There's a table there is the issue.
I'm a goblin, I'll fucking run under it.
Yeah. I don't know, you're a massive goblin. So big.
It's just a mini.
2 are back to back.
Are there any windows?
Yes, this bar has windows.
Where are the windows located? Are they accurate as to what's on here or no?
Yeah, sure. I don't know what's on there, but if there's already windows there, let's just use that.
There's one right here.
Oh, look at that.
Alright.
Yeah, is there a guy in the way?
Nope, I can move diagonally right through that window.
Oh, well.
Bonus action, disengage. I'm going to jump through the window.
Okay. You are back out, like in a side alley in the courtyard.
Okay.
What are you going to do? You still have a lot of movement left.
I have plenty of movement left. Did that cost my action to jump out or no? Or just movement?
We'll say that was half your movement.
Half my movement? Okay, I did. So, my background, I know hidden underground paths to bypass crowds, obstacles, and observation when I move throughout the city. When I'm not... when you're not in combat. Okay. So I can't be in combat. I'm going to move around. Is there like a spot in the alley where I can kind of duck out of the way?
And like hide somewhere in the alley?
Yeah.
Roll stealth. There's some like refuse and like some like debris and shit.
7.
Try to like hide under it or something. A 7?
No, plus something.
Why you wearing
10.
hang on?
That's medium armor, but it's disadvantage.
Okay, you believe that you're concealed. You believe you've concealed yourself.
We're out of combat. I'm going to use my secret paths to get into the sewers.
All right. Well, because I'm going to say that since no one else is actively trying to fight these people, correct? Oh, we'll stay in priority then. If you guys want to fight them. All right. So then, the average tavern goers go. Essentially, the halfling just like backs up towards the bar, like towards the corner where Honesty is. If you want to move him, if you want to move the halfling over there. And the rest of them just look all like confused and puzzled, and they're like muttering to each other. Wait, who started this? Well, the goblin ran, and they're like trying to figure it out. So the next would be the Goliath, who's still behind the bar. And he's like rubbing his head, and he's just like
Really chase after that goblin.
he's like, oh man, I don't know. Did you start this fight? Was it the goblin? What happened? It looked like he tried to stab you, but now I'm not that sure. That Black Knight.
The Black Knight.
He says, stop standing around, fools. The goblin tried to kill our friend. Steel yourselves. Let's head outside and try to find him. Sprints towards the front door, which is... front door's there. The guy with the orange armor and shit. He's the only knight-looking guy. Yeah, he sprints out the front door.
He gets there.
Oh, well, he uses his dash. Yeah, so he's out. He's off the... Then Roland.
Yeah.
I'll follow the Black Knight out.
You just walking out, like you're trying to help? Make it like you're trying to help? Okay.
Prince is going to, while everyone's very confused,
There's a lot of confusion.
he's going to kind of slightly change his voice, and he's going to be like, "The halfling's got a knife!"
Roll deception. No disadvantage. That's funny.
Off the screen, I can't even see what I rolled. Natural 20 for a 27.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone in the bar, all the NPCs in the bar, stop and they all look towards the halfling with suspicion. So the drunken dwarf, it's his turn, and he goes, "You got a knife?" And he stumbles over to the halfling and he tries to grapple him.
I'm really glad I chose this potion to make.
So he's
I don't think Prince has even
Grabs
noticed
him.
that he's gone.
No.
And then it's Vekni's turn.
Did I notice Roland run out the door?
Yeah.
If you guys fight, I'll come back. I mean, that's kind of, you wouldn't know that, but...
I mean, you might hear it. Did anybody else follow this Black Knight?
It was just a Black Knight and Rolan left.
Vekni, since she saw Roland run out the door, she's gonna turn to Prince and go, Prince, Roland went out behind the our goblin friend. And she's gonna run out behind Roland.
Okay.
I don't know. Center of attention would be stupid.
Alright, well, I'll just stay with Roland then. Yeah, that's my turn.
Alright, I'm gonna end the priority.
I'm gonna immediately use my background feature to get into the sewers.
Okay. Ian,
You a sewer rat?
I want you to roll an unmodified d20. On a 1 to a 10, he does not have a knife on him. From an 11 to a 20, he has a knife on his person.
Ooh, this is really...
He's coming right for us!
Patrick Duffy had a leg!
Looky there. That there's a Rocky Mountain black bear. One of the few remaining of its kind. Isn't it beautiful? By God, it's coming right for us!
19.
The halfling's like, he's like, oh, get your hands off me! What are you doing? And the dwarf pulls like a really tiny pocket knife out of one of his pockets. He goes, "Whoa, what's this?" And the halfling's like, "It's my knife. Bring him to the dungeons!" And he pushes him towards the crowd, and two of them grab the guy by the arms, and they drag his ass outside as he's protesting. "Well, I didn't do it. He tried to kill me. I didn't do anything." And they drag him outside.
Got him.
Got him.
Hey, we are tied 1-1 right
Prince
now.
just kind of shakes his head and he turns to the bartender and goes, "What kind of establishment is this?"
He shrugs his shoulders and he's like, "It usually gets pretty rough in here."
Yeah, I guess so. Wow.
Two soldiers approach Ves and Sorin. You guys are outside, correct?
Well,
Once the door is closed,
Yeah.
Ves and Sorin jump on Curva and ride towards the
The keep?
keep, yeah.
As you approach the front of the keep, two drow soldiers exit the keep. And they stop.
Do I recognize him?
You do. You do recognize them.
Mommy, Daddy.
Their names are Mika and Talus. You recognize them from
Okay.
something.
Stuffing things.
Stuff.
They say, Ves.
You wouldn't see. I have my hood up.
Oh. Well, they
Would they recognize Sorin?
They said they would.
Okay.
They would. Sorin. I presume you're here with Ves.
Yeah, then I'll pull my hood down now.
But of course.
Dakarth told us that you would be here. You want? Okay.
No, I was going to say, perhaps you could take us to him?
He goes, well, the queen isn't ready to speak, but if you would like to speak with Dakarth, follow me. And they turn, and they walk into the keep.
Okay. Yeah, part of my noble birth stuff is you can secure an audience with a local noble if need to.
Okay. Start walking through the keep. It's pretty recently done up.
Newly renovated.
Well, yeah, essentially all the furnishings, everything are pretty much brand new. There was recent repairs done to the inside of the castle. Maybe it had been damaged at some point, but now it's in good condition. And they lead you quite a ways into the keep, and they lead you up to this one door. And the two drow, they both knock on the door at the same time. They move to the side, and they both stand at the door almost as if to guard it.
Are they wearing the sleigh sigil, or are they wearing?
They are wearing the sleigh sigil.
Okay.
Does it mean something?
That's Queen Inez's group.
Okay.
They're not wearing the other sigil that you're thinking of. You hear a familiar voice say, "Come in."
Ves will open the door, and she'll look at Dakarth and she'll say, "Hello, Father."
Ves, it's been too long.
Yes, Father.
And he nods at you.
Can we shut the door behind us so it's just the three of us talking?
Sure. So what is it exactly that has brought you here?
You have not spoken with Mother?
I have, but she hasn't told me what your purpose is here.
We tell him our purpose.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you guys got a mother?
Oh my God, the Lord dump!
A birthing person?
He says, one of them is on the council with me.
Is it the one that Mother speaks of, the man with no nose?
Yes.
Can we have an audience with him?
Unfortunately, the council won't be meeting till tomorrow morning. I won't be able to arrange anything till then. But I can fast track it, have you guys ahead of everyone else, and first thing in the morning, you guys could speak with the council.
Yes, that would be great, Father.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys spoke with or heard anything from Marathi? I would imagine she's quite cross with me.
Who's Marathi?
We have not.
No.
That answers your question.
Well, she sent me here to kill this high elf queen, but I was able to infiltrate this castle as they were rebuilding it.
Father, how is it that Drow and High Elf and Dragonborn and Gnome can all live together in perfect harmony like this?
It's because of the queen. I'll be honest with you. When I met her and I aimed to kill her, something overcame me and I couldn't.
Is it magic?
I've never even, I don't think so. I've never found elves to be beautiful or attractive, but there's something about this queen, I would do anything for her. I've forsaken Marathi. My loyalty is to Queen Inez now.
Simp.
And he actually... uncharacteristically for Dakarth, usually he's a very cold, stoic type figure, as you'll recall. His face is almost like quivering with emotion.
Sorin's going to kind of like see this the way you described it to him. He's going to feel like something is just maybe not quite right.
Okay.
And
he's
Ves is kind of curious with the change of his attitude.
So
he's acting very uncharacteristic.
So he's gonna say to him, is it okay if I make sure that you are all right? I want to be able to see if there's anything physically wrong with you. Is that okay?
I feel great, but sure, I suppose.
I have known you since I was, and he kind of like goes like this, like yay tall, and since then you have changed, and I do not think it is of your doing.
Okay.
So someone's going to cast Identify on him.
What would that do?
So it just says that you choose an object that you can touch throughout.
Could it be a person, or does it have to be an object?
I'll read it to you, and you make your decision. Throughout casting of the spell, if it is a magic item or some other magic-imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement. Yeah, so it's got to be an object.
Yeah, you can't do it to him.
Well, if you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spell, if any, are currently affecting it.
Okay.
Last two lines right there.
Boopity bop.
Okay.
Boom. So I checked to see if he's being affected by any kind of spell right now.
Sure. So as a wizard, you've done some learning. You're very familiar with Arcana and magic. You felt magic more powerful than what you've been able to wield. You're familiar with strong magic.
Yeah.
You know of it, even though you can't quite wield it yet at your level of wizard.
Yeah, I get you.
So as you're examining him, not only do you detect that there is magic, but it is something that is indescribable, something that was beyond the pale of what you thought magic could be, of a level greater than what you thought possible. So the answer is yes, there appears to be some kind of magic over there.
All right. I mean, if you want to keep it like that, that's fine. I enjoy it for the purpose of that. It does tell me what specifically is affecting him.
The actual spell?
It says instead you touch a creature without the casting, you learn what the spell is, if any, and currently affecting it. So I also learned what the spell is.
Okay. So
that's pretty big.
So you could determine that it is not a spell. It is some kind of magic item that is forcing him to act this way.
Okay. So I almost kind of like quiver with
It's incredibly powerful.
with how powerful this spell is, and I kind of like take a step back. Like I'm almost like shooken up. To the point where even Ves can see, like, physically, like, even though I'm like pretty white and like my hair is white, like you can tell that like
he's even more white.
Yeah, like I almost look sick, and I kind of tell her that something is not right with your father, and I also tell you that he is carrying something on him right now that is affecting who he is.
Would you know if the item was on him or not?
Well, so that's, I guess it's like a two-part thing on this, because it says, so the first one is, I can identify what the object is, and then the second part is I can touch a creature. Throughout the casting, you learn what spell, if any, are currently affecting it. So you told me there was a magic item.
It is a item, yes.
And this identifies items.
Okay.
So that's up to you.
I'll say that you can determine that he does not have the item on him.
Doesn't have an item, but an item is affecting him.
Yes.
Okay. I relay that to you.
So he can understand us, or are you saying it?
Let's go with...
This guy doesn't know.
Let's go with Valdecian for now. Yeah. Yeah, so the whole Valdecian thing is just a way that her and I can talk. Like, it was like a childhood language that her and I, like, kind of like, maybe as we were kids kind of thing.
Gotcha.
And we just chose Valdecian because we have to actually choose a language and can't just say it's some made-up hobgob bullshit language.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So she'll look to Darkarth. How long have you been here?
About 3 years.
People don't get suspicious when they're just talking in a different language in front of you.
That's why I said what I said.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would say that
Vekni's kind of like an oblivious. She doesn't care.
I would say
That makes sense.
Darkarth is familiar with.
I'm leaving the decision up to Brian because that's his daughter.
What?
I would say that Darkarth is familiar with you and Sorin and how you interact, and that this is something that you guys do. So he hasn't find it strange that you guys did that. He's a little puzzled about Sorin's reaction to the spell, to whatever he did, but.
So he's been here for 3 years. So Vessel kind of paused for a moment and be like, Father, would you be able to give us housing for the night? I'm quite weary from the road, and we would like to meet with the noseless one first thing in the morning.
He thinks for a moment, and he says, housing in the keep. Unfortunately, that I don't have the power to do that. I can't approve of you lodging here.
Or perhaps sway at a nice hotel with classy amenities.
I can have you stay at the soldiers' barracks.
You let me stay in a barracks with a bunch of soldiers?
They wouldn't lay a hand on you, knowing that you're my daughter.
Is there?
Well, I guess knowing that you're my guest.
Is there a more comfortable room that we can stay in?
He doesn't have sway like that.
The only
He already
lodging
said
that I can provide is to stay with the military, or I could get you a room at the tavern for free. But I don't think you want to stay with those people.
Staying in the barracks is fine.
Sorin still looks very shaken up.
He's weary from the road as well. It has been a long travel. Lots of weeds.
A lot of weeds, yes.
There was an annoying sprite of some sort, a rose, who delayed our progress.
Oh, Rose is the royal spy master of Slay. She's on the council as well.
It's a pain in the ass.
she is difficult, but she performs her duties well.
And she doesn't know what a riddle is.
He just nods.
Okay. Dakar, what? Dakar, right?
Darkarth.
Darkarth.
What can you tell us about this place?
This was an ancient castle that was once the capital of this kingdom. It was razed to the ground, and that dynasty was smashed and essentially erased from history. It was abandoned and overgrown with weeds and just left in disarray. After Vigor took our lands and began traveling south, conquering all the castles in the Lord's Valley, some of the people of Dovah fled, some of them stayed to fight, and some just bent the knee.
And what is Inez's claim?
It is through the female side of the royal line. It's been a tradition.
Of Dovah?
Yes, it's been a tradition for House Lorien to marry a Cordova ever since the dynasty began. The queen of the late King Lorien was a Cordovan woman. Inez is the only survivor of her line. The rest of them were executed by the Vigor scum when they conquered Dovah.
Where's Vigor from?
Well, I don't know about the Fury Lords themselves, but the majority of their army is from Dovah.
Are they forced to serve, or do they freely serve?
So Vigor is split up into three. You have the initial troops, the Fury Lords and their first army, which was essentially brigands that came from the abandoned. dark mages, and all types of unscrupulous individuals. They came from the Abandoned and they conquered the kingdom.
What's the Abandoned?
It's one of the regions in Dovah. It's to the northwest. After that, they pushed south and they conquered many castles, smashed many houses, and some of those lords, rather than die, decided to bend the knee, and that makes up the Blues faction. After they had successfully conquered the kingdom, they began recruiting others, brigands, warriors, to help them enforce the rules and to enforce their reign, and that is Forte.
We've met them.
Yes.
Terrible people.
They are terrible people. Absolutely.
Was there ever a time that you thought Forte was for the better?
When I first came to Dovah, my purpose was to assassinate Inez. My only interactions with Forte have been fighting them as their enemy. So no.
You only listed 2 factions, Blue and Forte. What's the other one?
The original faction of Vigor,
okay.
which is called Furia. I haven't really come across any of them.
Father.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's gonna pull out the shitty map. Do you have a better map of Dovah we could use?
And he looks at it and he laughs, and he says, "Unfortunately, I do not."
Does anyone? You do not have a cartographer for anyone in this building that can do more than crayons?
Best
and paper?
Dan could do.
He says, "I have." He was honestly, no one in Slay has that kind of skill. There are holdovers. We did find some maps of some of the other regions of Dovah, but of the Fringe, no.
Duckhart,
I have other maps of Dovah.
you say Marathi sent you here to kill her.
Yes, that's correct.
Did
Why?
she tell you why?
Because she's a high elf. Marathi wants all high elves dead. That's why we purged Colbank. That's why she has that giant bounty out on that Marjorie Sharpeye that got away.
Who?
It's a woman, a noble. She's the last noble left from Marathi's genocide of Coldbank. Very highborn.
Duckhart, it was very nice seeing you again. It's been a very long time.
Yes.
While we were here, you obviously know this place much more significantly than myself and my sister. For a person such as myself, do you think it'd be better to visit the library or the school?
Perhaps you should speak with the Arose. Her magic seemed quite powerful, and she would probably be better suited to answer that.
He will acknowledge what Ves said, and he'll also add, also Lord Camembert is very knowledgeable about all things magic.
Lord Camembert?
Yes, you'll meet him tomorrow morning.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the hospitality again. It's been far too long since I've last seen you, and we should not keep it that way again.
Father, how is Sambina?
I haven't seen her.
Yeah, that
What
made me
the fucking problem is?
I felt it.
What the fucking problem is?
I hated it.
That's for me. That is my Blood Raven guild.
Steve, I hated it too.
Thank you.
I sense a great disturbance in
I
the
said
force.
Zambina.
I don't care.
Close enough.
Starts with a zom. Fucking.
Ends in a bina.
It's dead.
I haven't heard from her since I left Argoneth.
Her.
I would imagine she is quite upset with me for betraying our queen.
You know that.
Love it.
I'm about to be deep in Zambina.
She's not even there.
Did I know that you serve Marathi?
Easy done.
Yes.
Oh. You know that Marathi will not take kindly to your not returning. She will take it out on Zambina.
She may even take it out on you in this entire place.
I would imagine she has a bounty on my head and wishes me dead very badly for what I've done. I can't help it. Once I met Inez, there was no going back. The feelings I have for her, and again his face quivers very uncharacteristically. He goes, "There's nowhere else in the world I'd rather be than by her
I gotta
side."
meet this bitch. She sounds hot.
Clearly something's affecting you. Clearly.
Ves is still kind of like off-put by his reaction to Inez. And she'll kind of try to change topic.
Is there in this world like a fae, like where all these people come from, or does everyone just live there? I'm curious.
I would say it's normal for these beings to be in the material plane.
Yeah, there is a connection. Okay, well that's what Ves was going to ask. But if it doesn't exist in this, is there a direct connection here to the fae? There's all these humanoids living together. It's very strange, and they're all being in one spot.
I'm not too familiar with where that would be in Dovah, but I would imagine so. If such a place exists, I would imagine the connection would be in the lands of Cordova, which is where Inez's family's from and where most of these fey creatures originated.
So what is it you have been doing all these years?
Serving my queen, the best of my ability, battling Forte, trying to eliminate them.
Is that what you've been doing for her, or is this battling Forte?
Essentially, my view, she's the rightful ruler of this kingdom, not those disgusting Vigor imbeciles, bitches.
I feel like Vigor isn't the bad guy.
She is the rightful ruler.
You can make them all bad guys.
I intend to one day march north with her armies and take the capital back and see her crowned queen, the true queen of the land.
Well, we intend on helping you, but we did travel here with a party.
Can you send the guard to gather them up? Throw them in jail.
You probably could do that.
We did travel here with a party.
You fucking tried!
They are not as, may I say, eloquent as us. None of them know what a castle is and how to act in such a manner.
Castle is.
There's large building.
Sorin,
So big piles of rock.
Are you saying that you're traveling with those
stone.
that aren't of noble birth?
Well,
that is beneath you.
But we can't travel through the railroad woods. I mean, Chipotle. I mean, whatever it's called by ourselves.
I'm a prince. More as
That's true.
horses. They're helping us get to where we need to be from place to place.
Are they strong? Are they able to protect you?
We made it here.
According to Kevlin, our first ranger, the woods.
But I already knew when the noseless elf.
The woods have become quite
terrible way to describe someone.
The woods have become quite dangerous as of late. Did you
Is that like a
experience?
masked elf or something like that?
Did you experience any trouble on your journey here?
For me, no.
I almost died.
Oh, daughter. Oh no. What happened?
She got better.
I got shot by a bunch of needles, and it fucking hurt.
Do you have any wounds that need to be taken care of? I can send you to Lord Camembert to be looked at.
Right now.
Let Daddy see.
For your injuries, I'll make sure that happens. If you're hurt, are you hurt?
She'll look at Sorin and be like, and then she'll say to Vekni, do you want to see him now, or can you wait to see the magic guy?
Oh, no, I mean, to see him now would be ideal. And in the meantime, if able, we are again traveling with a lower group of citizens, and they are
Vile,
disgusting, and
but
probably found themselves in a bar or two.
They were at
Wretched
Liberty
hive of
Justice.
Scum and villainy.
Perhaps you can send a few guards to make sure that they are okay, and to find them a safe place to sleep for the night.
You just hear from a long way around. We're okay.
And then
How do you do that?
we'll describe them and be like, take care of the one who calls himself Prince. He's quite loyal to me, and I'd like to keep him safe.
Damn, you being used.
Is he
And she
royal?
dropped, Roland, she dropped you for Prince.
Is he royalty?
Because he's easier.
Jerry.
That's all it takes.
Jerry.
Is he royalty?
No.
Well, we do not know.
No, but he served his purpose. Please, with him, allow him to wake up with some sort of a reward. And then she'll explain the message thing that she's been doing with him, and that he thinks that a god is speaking with her, and she rewards him occasionally.
Have you given him coin this whole time?
I've given him I've been like, go behind that tree, and he picks up like finds like a gold coin.
Oh my god! So deep. It's like all of her junk that she doesn't need. She just keeps giving it.
I found a breastplate. Can't use it. And then the next morning I'd be like, go check behind. And then that's why he goes like, and I check behind a tree after like long rest is because she told him.
Oh my god! I didn't know that.
How did you not pick that up?
I didn't know. It's fucking awesome.
I found this breastplate.
Prince is carrying 200 pounds of gear right now.
Garth nods, like in agreement.
And with the rest of our party, they do not know I am Drow. So I'd like to keep that secret as well. The pirate lady has quite a vendetta against our type. She lived in that place that was sacked by Marathi.
His face grows concerned and then solemn. He says, Cold Bank. There's a woman from Cold Bank here?
Yes, that's what I said. But you don't serve Marathi anymore, so that should be of no consequence to you.
You're correct. My loyalties are to Queen Inez, and my mission is to serve her.
Hey.
You're correct.
Perhaps an apology might...
I am so sorry.
Do you want me to apologize to a high elf? He spits.
Absolutely not.
He spits on the ground.
We're sorry.
You serve a high elf. Why is the attitude still there?
We're so sorry.
He looks conflicted. He looks conflicted.
It's like the fembots and Austin Powers.
Yeah. I do serve a high elf. Wait, what?
Don't you wish you had dispel magic right now?
Yeah.
So we'll talk, whatever, just like because I haven't seen each other in 12 years or however long it was.
I think 10.
10 years?
It's been 10 years.
And then she'll excuse herself, her and someone be like, we must be going. Can you please secure that room for us and make sure that our party is taken care of tonight? And in the morning, delay them so we can meet with the noseless one before.
Oh, you want an audience with him before the main meeting? With this change?
If that could be arranged.
I will try to arrange that. I'm not certain that the first ranger would humor that. I will try.
Tell him
my relationship with him is
not,
not the best.
He sucks so
Tell
much.
him it's in reference to the burning fist, and we must speak with him. He'll know what that means. So we'll say goodbye after I said that, and we'll go long rest.
All right, so let's go back to the bar.
Now.
What are you guys doing?
Thanks for watching this episode of Power Word Nerd. Be sure to follow us on all social media sites.